Hello students. So in the previous class we were discussing the question answers of that of the light chapter, and today also we will continue with the question answers of this chapter, students. So you see here we will see some of the questions of that of the light chapter. Here you can see that there are filling the blanks which is given in the chapter that we are going to discuss. So first one is a person 1 meter in front of a plane mirror. It means that if a person is standing in front of a plane mirror and a 1 meter seems to be dash meter from his image. So don't get confused with the question, student. Question is a person 1 meter in front of a plane mirror seems to be dash meter from his image. So if a person is standing 1 meter at the front of the mirror, where will be the formation of the image occur at the mirror, okay, or behind that of the mirror? So you see here, students, when we were discussing about the characteristic of the plane mirror, at that time we discussed that plane mirror, the size of the object, the size of the image is equals to the size of the object which is placed in front of the mirror. The distance of the image is equals to the distance of the object of the object which is standing in front of the mirror. So you see here, student, here what I want to say that the distance, it means that how much distance the object is standing in front of the mirror. If we are knowing it, that this much, the same amount of a distance of the image will be formed behind to that of the mirror. So distance of the image and distance of the object both are same if we are talking in case of that of the plane mirror. In plane mirror, if it is 1 meter in front of the mirror, then the image will be also formed behind of that behind the mirror. So answer here, it will be 1 meter. 1 meter, student, because the image is on object is standing in front of 1 meter, and thus the image will be equals to the distance of the object, and thus the value of the image which is formed behind the mirror is 1 meter. Now if we look to that question number 2. In the question number 2, student, here you can see the size of the pupil dash when you see in a dim light. So if you are seeing anything in that of a dim light, what happened to the size of the pupil? Now let me describe you one more thing, that when we were discussing the iris and the pupil, we discussed that iris, it helps in adjusting the size of the pupil, okay, by contracting or by relaxing itself. Now when the iris contract, when it goes to a bright light, when a person goes outside, when a bright light is focused directly on his eyes, then the iris contract. As the iris contract, it will make the pupil to allow very small amount of a light to enter in it. Okay, so when the iris contract, it will allows the pupil to allow very little amount of light rays to goes inside it. But during the dim light, what happened? This iris, it expands, and when the iris expands, student, the pupil, the size of the pupil will also get increased. It means iris makes the pupil to allow more amount of a light to enter through it. So when a dim light is there, pupil becomes large, thus it allows the more amount of a light to enter to it. If the iris, it is at the dim light, it gets enlarged, making the pupil to expand its size also. So we can write here, it becomes large. Right? So size of the pupil becomes large when you see it in a dim light. Now if we look at the third one, students, so in the third one, night birds. Night birds have dash cone than rod in their eyes. So if you see the nocturnal animals or the night bird, students, at night the amount of light is very less, and at day it is more. So you can understand, if a night bird is there, it means the birds which are active during night. So they need to see the things. able to see the things if the light intensity will be more. And you know that during night there is no this much of a light is available. So their cell, one of the cell which is present in the eye must be more active, must be more in number than that of the other cell. At our retina, student, there are two different type of a cell. One is the rod cell, another is that of the cone cells. Function of the rod cell that it is very sensitive to the intensity of the light. Function of the cone cells that it is very sensitive to the color of the eye, right? So if the amount of rod cells is more, then it will the person can see even in the dim light also. Okay, and cone is responsible for the colors only. So you can understand that night birds, they want to see the things, and that is why the number of the rod cells are more as compared to that of the cone cells. And thus we can say night birds have less cones than rod in their eye. So number of the rod cells are more as compared to that of the cone cells in case of the night bird. Okay. Now we will move to the next one. Now you see here next one, students. So next is that if you touch your dash ear with your right hand in front of a plane mirror, it will seem in your right ear is touched with. So the question is that if suppose you are touching your right ear with your hand. With your right hand in front of the mirror, then what you will see in the mirror, what you will observe that your right ear is touched with which hand? So you see, student, you are touching your right ear with that of a right hand in front of the mirror. Okay, so in the mirror, which ear, the right ear will be touched with which hand you have to write it. Now you see here, if you touch your dash ear with the right hand in front of a plane mirror, it will be seen in your right ear is touched with. Now you are not knowing that which ear you are touching with that of a right hand, students. So if you will touch the left ear with your right hand, then only in the mirror your left ear will be seems to be your right ear. So it will be seems your right ear will be touched with your left hand. Try to understand it. Here both of the things are there. In the question it is not mentioned that which ear you are touching with your right hand. So right hand is mentioned, that you are touching your ear with your right hand, you are holding your ear with your right hand, but which ear it is not mentioned, and you are standing in front of the plane mirror. So what happened when you see in the mirror, what kind of image is formed? You can read it from this side. It will be seen in your right ear. It means the ear which you have touched, it seems to be the right ear right now in the image. So you know that if we will see our left ear in the plane mirror, it seems to be right ear. If we see the right ear in the plane mirror, it seems to be left. How? Because of the lateral inversion. So we can say that if we touch our left ear, only then it seems to be right ear in the image. So if you touch your left, now you can understand it again. Now if you touch your left ear with the right hand, so in front of the image you are using your right hand to touch your left ear like this. What you will see in the image just opposite is means this left side seems to be at the right side, and this right hand will seems to be as the left hand. So you see here, students, left ear with the right hand in front of the plane mirror seems to be right ear is touched with the left hand. So we can write here left hand. Why is this so? It is because of the lateral inversion, in which we can see that the left thing is supposed to be seems as a right, and the right will be it seems to be the left. So if the left ear will be there, then only it will be the right ear will be seen in the mirror, and if it will be the right hand, only then it will be seems as a left hand in the mirror. So answer will be that if you touch your left ear with the right hand in front of the mirror, it will be seen in your right ear is touched with the left hand. Just opposite. Whenever the question asks with the lateral inversion, left is mentioned. Remember, if the object is at the left position, it is touching the left portion, it will seem to be the right in the image. If the object is touching or holding that of the right portion, then it will seems to be the left side in the mirror. Okay, just opposite. Okay, that is why the name is given as a lateral inversions. Lateral inversion. Lateral inversion, students. Okay. Now we will move to the next question. Our next question is, how can you take care of your eye? Explain how can you take care of your eye. Let me write it here. Explain how can you take care of your eye. A lot of method we had discussed of your method we had discussed, students. Let us remind it again, all the methods by which we can take care of our eye. First of all, we should never study either in that of a very dim light or in that of a bright light. So we can write it, never or avoid to study in a bright or dim light. Okay. Then the second one is, students, that stop or avoid to study, avoid to read, avoid to read in a running vehicle. Running vehicle, it means a car is running, or if you are traveling with in the bus and all, you should avoid to read it. Next one is that wash your eye time to time or frequently. Okay, so wash your eye frequently to remove dirt. To make your eyes good, or we should always use to remove the dirt by frequently washing it. Okay. Next one is that we should not look at the bright light or even the sunlight directly with our eyes, because it will going to harm our eye, will going to harm our retina. So we can write it that avoid looking directly to the sun. Avoid looking directly to the sun and bright light. Don't rub your eyes also, students. take next one is never rub your eyes. Better to wash it. Okay. Next one is students. Do not sit in front of computer or mobile for a longer period of a time. For a longer period of time. We should take a break of every 40 minutes, after every 20 minutes. So we should not sit in front of the computer or mobile for more interval of a time, because it will going to harm our eyes. So a lot of methods are there, student, by which we can take care of eye. These are the few by which we can take care of our eyes. Now we will move to the next question. Next question is that how many images of a candle will be formed if it is placed between two parallel plane mirrors separated by a 40 centimeter? Now, if two plane mirrors are kept, students, and these two plane mirrors are parallel to each other. So, the question is that in between, how many of an image of a candle is placed? This candle is placed in between to that of the plane mirror. Okay, so in between that of the plane mirror, candle is kept. So how many images will be formed if the plane mirrors are separated from each other by 40 centimeter? So you know that, student, if two plane mirrors are kept parallel to each other, the image which is formed, it will be infinity. So if an object is kept in between to that of a plane mirror which is kept parallel to each other, the image of the object, it will be infinity. So here answer will be, when an object is kept between the two parallel plane mirror between the two parallel plane mirror or between the two plane mirror which is parallel to each other, the image formed will be infinity. So, if the object is kept in between to the mirror which is parallel to each other, the image which is formed by that particular object, it will be infinity. So, infinity number of image will be formed by that particular the two plane mirror. Doesn't matter it is separated by 40 centimeter or not. So, the image which is formed, it will be infinity. Let us move to the next question. You see the next question, student. The question is that two mirrors are there. This is the first mirror and this is the second mirror. So first mirror and second mirror both are at a right angle to each other. You can see here, students, the angle between these two mirrors is 90 degree. So these two mirrors, they are inclined to each other at a 90 degree. They are right angle to each other. Now a ray of a light is incident on one angle of one mirror of 30 degree. Okay? It means at one mirror, one of the ray of a light falls on this mirror at an angle of 30 degree. At an angle of 30 degree, one ray of a light falls on this mirror surface. Right? Now you see. What we have to draw? We have to draw the reflected ray from that of the second mirror. So we have to draw reflected ray from the second mirror. How it will be, students? This is the incident ray which falls on the surface of the first plane mirror. And the angle between the incident and the normal ray, that is angle of incidence, is 30 degree. Now if we look at what happened that after reflection where it will falls on the second plane mirror. So you see here student, it will form like this. Now you see this is the reflected ray. When you see the angle between this normal ray to that of the reflected ray in the same mirror, I am not talking about this plane mirror, but at the same mirror, this angle will be also equals to 30 degree. Now this is they are following the law of reflection. The first law of reflection, it states that the angle of incidence will be equals to angle of reflection. So here if it will be 30 degree, here also the angle of reflection will be 30 degree. Now it falls on this mirror. Now this will be the normal ray, right? So you see here. So if you see here student, this is the normal ray which is passing through this plane mirror when an incident ray falls on it. Now the angle between the incident ray and that of the plane mirror is, here it will be 60 degree. Okay. So here it will be 60 degree, and finally from this angle students, if it get reflect, so you see it will get reflect like this, and the angle which is formed by that of the reflected ray and that of the normal ray, it will also be equals to 60 degree, right? So you see here from the 30 degree it strikes on the first plane mirror which is kept at a 90 degree to this. From 30 degree only it will get reflected also. Okay. So, since the angle between the two plane mirror is the 90 degree, thus when it falls on the second plane mirror, it will be of a 60 degree. So, it will fall on the second plane mirror of a 60 degree, and thus the angle of incidence, it means the angle made by the incident and the normal, if it is 60, absolutely the angle of a reflection, it will also be 60 degree. So, the angle of reflection made by the second mirror, it will be 60 degree. Here in the first one, it will be 30 degree. In the second one, it will be 60 degree. So, likewise students, you can make it that the angle made by the first and that of the second plane mirror. If you see it student, you see this is the normal ray. Normal at a plane mirror is always a 90 degree. So it will form a 90 degree here, it will form a 90 degree angle, that is 180 degree. So angle of this normal is 90 degree. Angle of this normal is also 90 degree students. Here also the same, the angle between these normal is 90 degree, angle between this normal is also 90 degree. So if the angle of incidence the angle of incidence, it means if from the normal, if it is 60 degree, what will be the angle of this particular? It will be 30 degree. That is why 60 plus 30 is equals to 90 degree, and it will give a whole angle, that is 90. Here also it will be the same, that is 30 degree. Here student, you will see it will be 60 degree. Here also it will be 60 degree. What we have to find? We have to simply find the angle of reflection. So angle of reflection, it will be 60 degree. So answer of the reflected ray from the second mirror and the angle of the reflection, it will be 60 degree. Okay. Now we will move to the next question student. In the next question you see Bujo is there and he stand at A. Stand at A, that is here, just on the side of a plane mirror. So this is the plane mirror, and Bujo is standing at the side of the plane mirror. Can he see himself in the mirror? His image will be formed on the mirror. It means the image of the Bujo will form, only then only he can see himself in the mirror. Also, can he see the image of the object situated at P, Q and R? So you see here student, P is there, Q is there, R is there. So is it possible for the Bujo to see P, to see the image of Q as well as to see the image of R? So Bujo, he himself standing at the side of the mirror, and is it possible for him to see the image of P, Q and R? So first of all student, Bujo will be not able to see his own image. Why? Because if you are standing in front of a plane mirror, only then you are able to see your image. At least your image should get reflected in the plane mirror, and after reflection enters in your eye. If you are not just standing in front of a mirror, how can you see the image? You can consider yourself that you are standing in front of a mirror, then you are able to see your image. As you move aside from the plane mirror, are you able to see your image, students? No. You can only see your image if you are standing in front of the mirror. So the first one is the yes, no, Bujo cannot see himself in the mirror. Okay, let us write it here. No, Bujo cannot see himself in the mirror. What is the reason, students? Since the Bujo, he cannot see himself in the mirror, since he is standing at the side of the mirror, not in front of the mirror. Now you see here, student, is it possible for him to see the image of a PQ and R? Yes, he is able to see the image of the PQ because the light from that of a PQ, which is coming to the ray, which is coming from the light which is coming from the P and coming from that of a Q, will get reflected and enters into the eyes of the Bujo, and that is why Bujo will be able to see the image of the P and Q. Let us see it. I see here, students. Light enter here and it will. Okay, nice. See here, students. Your dash is there. So you see this image will be formed at here. Okay. So here it. Now Bujo is there. So one image will be there and it is formed at the. Now if we talk about at the Q1, students, so a light and it will actually, it will be not like that. So we can say it should be now you see here, student, this light will also goes and meet to that of the A. So here also after a reflection. Okay, so one light, it goes from the A to the P, and here after reflection it will enters into the eye of Bujo, and other one also the same, in which the light from that of the A to Q, it will be also seen at the A. So in both of the cases, P and Q, both of them can be seen because it will get reflected and finally can be seen to the Bujo. But since R is the light directly is not reflecting from that of the R position, so Bujo cannot see the R. So we can draw it that R, it will be like So you can see here student, light it is directly entering. It means it is not reflected from that of the plane mirror. Thus Bujo is not able to see the R. So we can write it. Bujo can see position A and B since it reflected. Since light is reflected, it is not A and B, position P and Q. Light is reflected. Since light is reflected from P and Q, but in case of a R, student, I am writing here, in case of R, no reflection occur. Thus, no image form. So on the plane mirror, image will be formed, or you can see an object only when it get reflected and enters in your eye. So P and Q, it get reflected from the mirror and enters in the Bujo's eye. So Bujo is able to see P and Q. But since R is the out of frame, so light is not reflected from the R, and thus Bujo cannot see R. So the first one, can he see himself in the mirror? No, because he is standing at the side of the mirror. Can he see the image of the object situated at P and Q? He can see the image of P and Q, but cannot see the image of R. Okay.